Ladies and gentlemen, even on the Technologist Forum, technology will be doing the technology thing. And we apologize for the slight delay. We beta testing, alpha testing, all kind of things are going on as we work to get multiple streams going in various formats. But my co-hosts are sending out links to the new stream that's actually happening because we definitely have a show with a lot of content that we want to make sure is shared. And if they don't get it shared out, we'll do it on a replay and still make sure that Matt and our co-hosts have everything shared for everyone. That being said, welcome to the Technologist Forum. Matt Haas, how are you? I was better about 10 minutes ago, but how are you?
I am fabulous. Thanks for having me back on, James. I am ready to
Hold
talk
on,
Amazon
back on. You are
influencer.
stop. You are family. You're here all the time.
That's
You've
true.
got the keys to the door.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Thanks for the remind.
You've got
Yeah.
access to the refrigerator. So no, you
He has the coffee I like too, which is
pretty
like
much.
the that's really the only perk that keeps me around. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Love it.
No, I'm doing great. I'm ready to talk about Amazon influencer stuff and live selling. Do people even know what live selling is?
Do you?
Oh, we're gonna let them know. Gonna let
I
them
tell you
know.
what, you introduced today's co-host who is
All right.
also part of the family. Even though he keeps moving across the globe, and we're trying to keep up with him, and that'll probably help me to calm down from this little trauma that we've had behind the scenes. Who we got coming on the stage?
We have in mere moments the one and only Amazon guru himself. Some people call him Deal Billy. His name is Billy Thorpe, and he has built a all profit business
Man.
making short 1 to 2 minute videos, cranking them out like a madman. Easy, no edit. Hashtag team no edit. It's almost seems unbelievable that this is a real business. You get products for free, you get paid for making videos, you get paid when people click the videos and buy on the actual platform, and then you get to sell the products. It's insane. Billy Thorpe is here. Let's welcome Billy Thorpe, Deal Billy.
Listen,
And the crowd goes wild.
right? I don't know if it gets better than that. That's pretty good,
I don't know.
right?
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good, man. Oh my god! And first of all, before you say anything, first of all, what can you believe? I'm glad I can see. Shouts out to the power of Ecamm. I saw someone accidentally did a thumbs down, and then
Oh,
and then they
wow.
reversed it and did a thumbs up.
Oh,
So the fact that I could see it, like, oh
oh.
Lord, people are coming hitting us hard already. But okay, I can. I see we starting off on the right foot. Billy Thorpe, my goodness, look at you, brother. How are you?
What is going on, man? I'm good. I'm good. You guys are looking good, sounding great as always. So hopefully my island internet will hold up and technology
Oh,
will hold up.
I'm sure you got generators and all out there, and if you don't, you should be because I'm sure you've sold a few.
I've sold a few, yeah.
See that?
Sold a
See how I did
few.
that?
That was good. That was good.
I tell you what, let's go ahead and get locked in, man, because we started just a little bit late and we had some technology issues. But tell everyone, Matt did an excellent job saying kind of from our scale, third person looking in. But if you could give people who may not know who you are, that 35,000 foot level, that elevator pitch of who Billy Thorpe is, why you're here, and what is it you do from a content creation perspective.
Yeah, man. I think always interesting to try to sum this up in one line or two, but I am the guy who's just dumb enough to keep showing up, making videos and solving a problem for a really interesting industry. And yeah, so the basis of it is I lost a business in 2020, needed to replace that income and started in content creation in the form of podcasting, then learned about the Amazon influencer opportunity, jumped on there, had no clue what was going on, and just started making videos, studying the game. And now I've done that over 4,200 times in the last 36 months, or actually a little less because I took some time off. But that's what I do, man. I make product videos for e-commerce sellers. That's the sentence I was trying to say the whole time.
That's a good little email tag right there. That right again when we just need to know what it is that you do. I make product videos for e-commerce.
E-commerce. Yep, that's it. In one
Love it.
sentence.
I mean, first of all, congratulations on that, right? Because that is, again, you got purple hearts and emojis going on from my man, Mr. Haas, right there. I mean, just by doing the thing, saying that you're going to do it and actually getting out there and doing it, falling down, getting back up.
Mhm.
And we've all seen the success. We've seen, the blood, sweat, and some of the tears and that kind of thing. And just to see that you're still willing to learn and you're still willing to help teach others as well, if that makes sense. I love the fact that
Yeah.
you are a student of the craft and jumped on it early, live selling, Amazon, whatnot, some of the other platforms that you was, listen, I met you were selling fishing gear, brother. Come on, man. Billy was selling.
Yeah. I was Yeah, I was podcasting about fishing gear, and in fishing in general. But even that, I wasn't the expert. I was just producing a show, co-hosting a show, and staying curious. And I think a lot of times as people, but as content creators, as business owners, sometimes we think we got to be the smartest guy in the room. And as our friend Brandon Washington said at Creator Camp, like you don't have to be. And when he said that, Doc Rock looked at me and said, "Oh, that's you, Billy. You always say I'm just like the dumbest guy in the room who
Was
just
was
keeps
that
showing
a
up." And I'm like,
compliment or was that a okay?
"No, it's totally. I take it, because for some kid who didn't graduate high school, man, I've been having a lot of fun and living a pretty fun life. I'm scrappy. I would say that. So
That's
I
dope.
will I will scrap it out all day.
I
Try to
love it.
figure it out.
I love it. All right, man. I'm gonna let you chime in here, but let me set kind of the table for everyone that's joining from all the different channels. I apologize again for the miscue and getting multiple destinations set up, but we'll correct that and we'll correct that in post. Ask your questions. We've got questions. I supplied Mr. Thorpe with a handful of questions. We're going to start kind of at the strategy level, at the big picture level, and then start diving down into the what, the how, the who, when, and all those kinds of things. But more important, forget us. I'd much rather address questions that are coming in from the audience. So let me start this from a big picture strategy question. Us creators, what should we consider, or why should we consider live selling on Amazon versus focusing on some of the other platforms? I mentioned the whatnots that you were on. There was a couple of others that you were doing, but why should we focus on Amazon as kind of that
Mhm.
go-to place since you are, yes, sir, a top creator on
Well,
Amazon?
yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say focus where you really are are passionate about, where you can come alive. So for me, I never started off in this business as like I'm a content creator. I came at this as I'm an entrepreneur. Here's an industry that I think I can make money at, which was podcasting. Then got introduced to these, short form shoppable videos, live streaming on Amazon, and to be honest, it was like the only place that would accept me, for my creator credentials at that very moment, which were very small.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, well, I'm here. I got into the program, and I'm not a big enough YouTuber to be in some of those programs or Instagram, or I don't even think TikTok was really around back then, as heavy as it is now. And so I just thought, well, I better take advantage of the opportunity that I have and try to figure out how to play the game that they are serving up, but then
Mm,
also how do control more of the game than what they are allowing me to control. And so, I think with Amazon, first of all, it's a little bit lower bar to get into for the common person. If you can jump on TikTok, make some videos, get some views, get some engagement. Nobody knows the magic number. I don't If they try to charge you $97 and tell you, I don't think they're going to be able to figure that out
mm,
for you. But you can quickly get on there, and then with little to no cost whatsoever, I'd say no cost, start making short product videos and getting on there. So I think it's easy. I think it's the lowest hanging fruit on the internet right now to start making money with no investment. It's like actually pretty insane that it's even a thing.
And a high percentage, I think, of people are already on Amazon and they know Amazon. It's almost like Facebook, right? Again,
Yeah.
darn it, the whole planet is on that platform. You're on Amazon already shopping, so you've kind of got that assimilation sort of to the platform.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you're a creator on there, it's like you're already leveraging the stuff that you've bought. I mean, so you can just immediately from day one just start creating videos about stuff that you already own, and then start recouping some of your cash on those products, and really just helping other people make those buying decisions as well. It's like
Mm,
that's what I did when I first started. 40 years ago, I got into the program, and that's when like live streaming on Amazon back then was like the hot thing. Like everyone was live streaming, everyone was raking in the bag. And then right when I got on, this big transition took place and I'm live streaming and I wasn't making nothing. And then they're like, well, now shoppable video, and shoppable video for people who don't know, it's just short form video that lives on your storefront, and then
mm,
Amazon distributes that to product pages when someone clicks, watches, makes a purchase within that category. If you're the last video watched, a lot of maybes in here, then you make the commission on that video. So that's kind of the basics of it. And so when I came in, James, that was like the transitional period. And I'm like, at that point, I was living in Puerto Rico, and I'm back in Puerto Rico years later. But at that point, I was living in Puerto Rico and I just did all the stuff on my desk. It was it. Nothing
yeah.
special. Didn't even have my face in the video. It was just all overhead cam, actually on a TV stand. You know those little TV stands you put your little TV mill on? I shot them on that with the overhead cam. I shot like 20, 30 videos, and this thing started making, hundreds of dollars, $300 to $600 a month. And then I sat on it for months, like probably 10 months until I got back in the States. And then that's when I started interviewing people on a podcast that I had then, and one guy was an Amazon influencer, and he was telling me how much money he made kind of off camera. And then he was like, "You're gonna get to a certain point, and it's gonna kind of stall out on you.
Hmm.
So if you're smart, you'll figure out how to leverage this thing and not rely on it." And I was like, "Okay, I got to figure that out." And that's when I really started diving into these like low ticket, high frequency brand deal opportunities with product sellers. So I won't get too ahead, but that's kind
No,
of the
right. I
basics
mean
of it.
that Matt, get in there because that's a whole lot of
Yeah,
gems right there. When you first of all you started
dude.
talking about you were when you're the last person to be watched. I mean that's really where the commissions kick in. Then you just said something about low ticket, high frequency. Again, you're not out there looking for I don't know whatever the most expensive thing is in the store. You're looking for portable power banks for $59 here, and you're probably sold and influenced into a gang of them, and
Well,
got a lot of
this was the
deposits
first
coming in.
question I asked Billy. I'm like, "What do you mean by low ticket?" I didn't understand what he was saying, and he clarified and said, "Oh, well, I make many videos for low dollar amounts." So he's cranking out $10, $30 videos a day, and let me tell you, that's pretty sweet money when it all stacks up. That's what he means by low ticket. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Billy.
No, no, you're right. And so with Amazon, I think you have so many strategies within inside of the program itself. So first of all, the first thing I always say is like, "Oh, go create videos of all the stuff in your house." And a lot of people will say, "Well, don't do that. Go look up and do all this research and figure out which ones are going to pay you back if you hit the carousel." But the Amazon program in its basic model is just maybe opportunity. It's not guaranteed money. And so there's a lot of stuff you can just upload the video and hope it gets on the carousel and hope people click and hope people get paid. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a business guy that wants to hope for a stream or streams of revenue. I need something that's guaranteed, that cash flows, that is going to pay the bills. And unfortunately, I can't go to my mortgage guy and go, "Hey, I got some maybe money coming. Maybe let me write this check." It's like it doesn't work that way. And so that's why I decided I'm going to start working with brands and sellers, because they also need content and they have a lot of product video needs. And I have a system where I can quickly knock those out. And if I don't have to charge 500 to 1,000, $1,500 to do it. So a little bit complicated of a business model, not gonna lie, at face value, but once you get into it, it's not that hard.
I'll tell you, I do not follow that model where you do the research, you find a product that you think you're going to make a lot of commissions on, and then you pay for that product and hope that your video is going to make the money back. There are people who do that. Billy and I, we don't play in that world. I know someone who bought a $200 chair that you hook to the stair climber rail for
Yes.
people who have mobility issues. She
Yeah.
bought that for $200 out of her own money. She made the video and she made 3 times as much, but that was not guaranteed. I said, where is that thing? Do you
Yeah.
have it installed? She goes, no, it's in the corner right over there. I'm like, what are you gonna do with it? She goes, it's just gonna sit there. I was like,
Until she needs it,
yeah,
right? Many years down
that's
the
not
road
for
until
me.
she needs it.
Yeah, that's crazy tough. But people do it.
Yeah.
We don't play that way. No,
I love
no,
it.
no, no.
You've influenced and I don't like the word influence. I won't say that word too many. I say
I
you've
don't like it
advocated
either.
into a couple of folks here, a lot of folks. But Gretchen has definitely said she's recorded another product video just yesterday, but she is your remedial student who needs
All
extra
right.
tutoring.
Let's go. That's what
Listen,
I'm
Gretchen
talking
out there
about.
doing the thing, doing the thing. Love that. All right. Matt, what you got? Because I got, again, I can take it. I can ask all kind of questions selfishly about the stuff that I want to
Yeah,
get into,
good
but I
deal.
think I'd rather have you engage and interact because
Well,
I'm just going
let's
to be the
talk a
Wizard of
little
Oz back here.
let's talk a little bit about the live selling world because that thing is just
Oh, yeah.
bonkers.
Mm.
Here's my layman's description of what it is. So these platforms, they have the sales all figured out, like the sales mechanism all figured out. So you throw a product up on the screen and you start the bidding and they go fast. You can kind of control it to some extent. But when the product sells, the platform gives you, the seller, the shipping label, and the buyer pays the shipping. So as the seller, you don't have to deal with basically anything shipping wise except printing the label and slapping it on the box. And people move merchandise at speeds that are almost incomprehensible. And so Billy had described it as a cross between Twitch and eBay, like Twitch live streaming and eBay. It's crazy. Billy, what do you
Yeah.
have to say about live selling?
Well, I think it's one of those things where it's kind of sad to see because Amazon was like the king of live selling. Like they kind of started this whole thing. Of course, it was still from that affiliate, relationship. So that it's beautiful. It's like I can go live on or on Amazon, and then I can sell, whatever this phone charger, whatever I have, and then they have to ship it out, and then I just make money from it. So that was like kind of the beauty and awesome and amazing. Now TikTok has kind of taken over that world. So now TikTok kind of lives in that world where you as a content creator can be on there. You can go live selling other people's products, and then they're responsible to ship it out, and then you get a commission off of it. So that's kind of like if I was just a content creator trying to get into live selling, that's what I would do personally. However, I got into live selling because I got all these products from Amazon. So my first year into this program, I was doing these low ticket, high frequency deals. I got tons and tons of products. I'm talking like hundreds, like 4, 5, 600 products, whatever it was. And it's all lined up in my office. And I'm like, I am going to die under these products if I don't sell them. And
But
so
you
I've
had those
tried to,
products in
yeah,
hand. That's what you're
in
saying.
hand,
They were in
in
hand.
hand, but it was, the problem is it's
So
one off. So I get one power bank, I get one
Mm.
light, I get one, so it's not like I can start an online store, list it and say, here, I got 20, 20 of these. And it would
mhm.
just take way too much time to be able to do that. And then same thing with eBay. I'm getting free products from Amazon sellers, but if I upload that to eBay, typically from the people that are paying me, which are mostly Chinese companies, manufacturing companies, marketing companies, it's stuff you don't hear of. It's not like I'm putting some like Air Jordans on there. So it's like a little bit more complicated to sell these companies because they don't really have that great of names. Even though it could be a great product, the value is just not there to really put it on eBay and wait for 4 or 5
Mm.
months for it to sell. And so
Yeah.
I was actively looking for this way to like get rid of this product. And of course you think Facebook Marketplace, low hanging for dumpster fire. I've tried that all over the place, dumpster fire. I mean, some guy had me hold his baby at the ATM one night, and I'm not
While
kidding.
he's pulling
It's like
20s out.
he couldn't even get it to work. That was the worst thing. And I ended up just giving him the print, whatever it was, the printer I was trying to sell him. And so I'm like, okay, Facebook's off. garage sales, yard sales, like this was good. Like in my area that in North Carolina where we just moved from, like it was awesome, but it's seasonal. I can't go out there every weekend of the year and hawk products in my front yard. And then, eBay once again problematic. And then I was on the app Clubhouse. This is where I learned about. It's so funny. I learned about Amazon on
Mhm.
Clubhouse, and then I'm on Clubhouse. I'm telling people this problem, and this lady goes, "Oh, you should sell on Whatnot. It's a great platform." Blah blah blah. Starts telling me about it, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Oh, it's like And I think she even said like it's like Twitch or whatever meets eBay, and it's live selling, live auctions or whatever." So I said, "Cool, I'll do it." I sign up, and I get approved for an account or whatever. I go live, not knowing jack diddly squat about what I'm doing. I go live. I'm like, I'm going to sell 10 products. If I can sell 10 products in like an hour, I'll be happy. I sold 10 products in like 5 minutes. And then I'm like listing
Wow.
products live on here. Like I'm like listing them live, which is just, I don't recommend it. And so I'm going crazy. And I sell like 30 or 40 products in like an hour. And then I get back on Clubhouse and I'm talking. I go, "Hey, I tried the app, Whatnot. You're absolutely right. I sold like 40 products or whatever. It's great." And she goes, "Oh, good. I'm glad it worked." And I go, "What do you mean you're glad it worked? Aren't you a Whatnot seller?" She goes, "No, I never done that. I just knew you would do it. So I told you about it. And now I feel confident to do it."
Boy,
That's
I would call
crazy.
you a sucker, say you were born every minute, but you know what? You
Um,
you took the
I, s-
bait
all
and
right,
it worked
here's a
out.
question.
I went right
Now,
into it. Yeah.
Billy, I don't know the answer to this. So there are live selling where you just talk about items on Amazon
Mm.
and then Amazon ships them. And then there is live selling, like we just talked about and I talked about, where you have the physical product and you ship
Mhm.
it. Are there two different terms to describe those two paradigms, or are they all just live selling?
I think it's all live selling. I think it just depends on who's fulfilling it. And so it's like,
Okay.
and the cool thing is now there's like companies, like I talk about this company called Vimy.net all the time, where
Yeah,
they will
I've
give you
met them. Yeah,
you met them, yeah, so you're
yeah.
probably familiar. So it's like, and I go live on their platform, and it generates a picture, QR code. Well, I put
Hmm.
the picture, generates QR code, drops a link in the nearest chat. And so if you are like a Shopify seller or some kind of retailer, I think you can, with an online store, it's like, why wouldn't you go live and sell? It's like I can sit in my retail store talking to the 4 or 5 people an hour that ping the door,
Yeah,
or I can go live right there from my shop and be talking one to many, answering questions, selling to those same customer base, even if it's local, saying, "Hey, I'm going to put it on the shelf with your name. You come pick it up after the store. Just print your receipt off or whatever, or bring it, however you would verify it was
yeah.
them, and then come pick it up." And so, with I think it's all the same, but with Whatnot, the interesting thing is it is this auction style. So I can start all these types of different auctions, and I've sold 1,700 products over there. I have an audience of 3,000 people, and the beauty is it's like people are there to buy. Like if I go live on YouTube, maybe people would buy something I'm selling, but they probably just want to hear what the heck I got to say. But on Whatnot, their credit card's hooked up, and if their thumb is swiping, they're buying. There's no like weird like, "Oh, this guy's selling me something." Like, I'm there to sell, you're here to buy. Let's do this
Yeah.
thing. And it is
Different
awesome.
platforms having different delivery mechanism and different expectations. If you're on
Yeah.
YouTube, you're not necessarily there to sell directly. You may be again to advocate it or to talk about, but not
Mhm.
necessarily to go to transact.
People
Exactly.
I
want to
like
Yeah.
buy
Venmo
on
because
Whatnot.
wasn't that Venme or Venme? They're connected to a fourth wall, so they're connected to my merch store as well. So I'm probably gonna
Oh.
take some advantage.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
that's how I met them. Come on now, I do a
I
couple
didn't
of
know
things
that.
too, Billy.
I didn't know they were over there. That's
Shouts
cool.
out
I
to your
didn't know
boy.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep up with you. Okay, let me ask you some questions, man. Because Matt, I'll let you go, but like four questions came into the dome while he was talking, and I'm an old man. If I don't get them out, I'll forget them. Um, all these products that you're getting, how are you initiating that conversation or that introduction to the brand? That's one,
Mhm.
right? So how are you getting these products? And then is there any concern with some of the products that you say you're getting from China or from overseas or from other locations that may not necessarily be for sale here in the US, or maybe may have difficulty for consumers to acquire. Right? Again, you're
Mhm.
not getting the Shures or the Rhodes or the Elgatos. You're getting the Jayuns and the right, you're getting some of the other things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are still good products, but not everyone knows about. How do you make yourself a trusted advisor for an organization that not really many people know about? Just because a brand
Yeah,
has reached out to you, if that makes sense.
yeah, so in the early days, I would go seek after these companies. So
Okay.
you can, I mean, you got to be, and here's what I tell people, man. They're like, oh, people just going to reach out to me. And that does happen. But if you want to be aggressive and build a business quickly, which is what I was interested in, I go find companies I was interested in, and there's ways to find them off of Amazon, off the platform. Got to do a little digging, got to do a little research, and then I would reach out to them that way, and then build that relationship that way. They would send me the product. Now, all this is U.S., Amazon, or UK or Canada,
Okay.
but these sellers are really looking for people who live in the US, who speak English, who, it's product that's probably stored in an Amazon warehouse in the US. And so that is the first way in the first 90 days that I started getting brand deals was I was reaching out to these companies and showing them this portfolio that I had built with the product that I had, maybe some other brand deals, but mostly just the free stuff that I already, or well, the stuff around my house. And so that is the first probably 90 days I was pretty aggressive with that. And then after you build a portfolio of all these videos, and if you produce a certain style that these companies want, then the tables turn and they start reaching out to you. So if I make a microphone video about this microphone, then Amazon does a great job at distributing that to the product page, potentially, I'll say potentially, and then related product pages, and then other places on the Amazon platform. So if the company from China who wants to compete with Shure sees my video about this microphone and then reaches out to me and says, "Hey, we saw this great quality video of this microphone. We have one. Can you do the video?" So I tell people all the time, my number one sales guy is my video that I just produced. Like, and I have
Oof.
4,000 plus of them.
Well, the catalog is cataloging, boy. Okay.
My
It goes
catalog
on
is
and on and
thick.
on.
Man, the catalog is catalog. I love that. That's dope. Listen, shouts out to everybody that's coming in the building. But hey, Amy Fuller's here. She says just started selling on Amazon and she says she loves it. So hopefully you're getting some value out of this conversation, my friend. That's okay. That's cool. All right, I'll pull up
Here's a
shower heads.
question from Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Billy,
it's a what's up?
what software do you use for your business?
What are you talking about? Look,
Hey,
mom,
this ain't
no
no
hands.
commercial. Damn affiliates over here trying to get that.
Hey, look at that shot. Yeah. I mean, it's true though. It's like when you're doing a low ticket deal that is not paying a lot of money. And when I say not paying a lot, and here's where I won, James. Here's where I beat everyone else out in this program
Mm,
is early on, the people who were in it were already established content creators. So they were used to these bigger brand deals, sponsorship deals, and I was too. I mean, I was landing big sponsorship deals with my podcast, but when it came to like YouTube and stuff, I had no skin in the game. I was like, man, I'm not making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. So all these sellers up front were offering these big time content creators, 25, 50, 5, 10, $15 opportunities. And they're all going, this is stupid. Who's doing this? And then I go, oh, I'm just pushing buttons with my foot and I am creating live shows and podcasts. So guess what? I can just hit the record button and do this video in 2 minutes or less and not edit, trim the ends and upload it and tag the video and start getting paid and make the 20 bucks. So I can do this 5, 10, 15 times a day, make $100,000+ a year and work 25 hours a week. It's like, why I
makes
don't
sense.
care how the number comes together. I just
Hmm.
care where the number is, where it lands. It's like, so who cares if I did $100,000 one-time brand deal or I did, 50 million, I did $1,000 $10 deals. I don't care. I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. and then I resell the product, and then I make residual money off Amazon. So it's like, I think
Right
that's
there.
the opportunity a lot of people missed because everyone's trying to find the big fish. And I always say, like, taking it back to saltwater fishing, I can go out if I'm saltwater fishing, I can go out to the shore and I just got to have a fishing rod and I can step in the water and fish. I'm probably going to catch more fish because it's more denser schools of fish right there. And then I want to catch a bigger fish. I got to get a bigger boat. Maybe I go out a little bit. I get a John boat. Then I want to go deep sea fishing. I don't know if you've ever been deep sea fishing, but you're
Yes,
not just
sir.
slaying them. You're not slaying them in all day long. You're not
Yeah.
pulling in tuna by the dozens like you are if you go inshore and trout fish and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm probably losing the audience if they're tech nerds and like, what's this guy talking about? My point is, I don't have to. Those fish will add up, and those little fish will add up to make a nice meal. And it's very consistent because I can go out there every day with very little expense. Versus if I go offshore, you're talking $800,000, $1,200, $2,400 gig. So it depends on what game you want to play,
Make it
but
plain, Pastor. Go ahead,
okay.
Billy. Boy, listen, that's all I could think about when you broke it down like that with the fishing analogy. But make it. I tell you what, but y'all got to plan a little bit, so I'm gonna give you two the opportunity before you ask the question. Go ahead and go back to pushing your buttons and showing the wonders of the encoder that you're using. I'll go off. I'll go off screen. Go ahead.
There we
Both
go.
of you start doing that.
Yay! Look at me. That's my belly. It's my belly shot, my belly screen.
Camera 3, camera 2. Oh, and this one is beloved, the bald spot cam. People love the bald spot cam.
That's a good one.
And I've got all kinds of overlays.
They're kids in the candy store, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, it's oh jeez, don't do that one.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I almost had a little post traumatic when I saw that. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Sorry about that. So I got a question for Billy. Okay, so what if someone isn't good at editing video? Would they be good at being an Amazon influencer?
Huh.
They would be my number one student. I love those people. As long as
Hashtag
they're
team
good
no
on
edit.
camera. Team no edit, man. I hate, if I have to edit, I will. But I think out of 4,200 videos, not even kidding, I've probably maybe put 12 of them into an editing software. Maybe. And I did it begrudgingly, probably cussing the whole way in and the whole way out. Like, why am I doing this? Because
Scarred by
you
those
can bring,
dozen.
with this software with Ecamm, you bring in B-roll footage. It's like I have B-roll footage of I don't even know, like, what is this? A generator. You talked about generators earlier. It's a generator cover. I can sit there and share that B-roll footage. I can talk over it. I can come back to this shot and finish up the video. So, and I shot that on my iPhone. Yeah, airdrop it to my computer. I put it into the software. These
That
are
was one of the
not.
mistakes I did.
Yeah.
Is I spent a month building out a studio. I shouldn't have done that.
You did. You
I
built a whole new
wasted-
studio. You did.
I did. I built a whole new studio, and it was horrible timing too, because I did that October into November. I'm like, that's prime time for the shopping season. Gearing up for the shopping season. But the hindsight's 2020. I'm still doing really, really well. Billy set me straight though, because I was he gave me some tips to get rolling, and then I kind of did my own thing for 2-3 months, and then I jumped in I saw he had an opening, and I jumped in his group, and I started asking a bunch of questions, and he set me straight. And after and I was making money, like kind of puttering along, because it's not hard to make money in this business. Even if you do some things you're not not
true.
optimized, you could still pull in money. And then he's like, start doing 1, 2, 3, and I started implementing them. And then the graph, I call it a hockey stick. It started going up, 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 which I like that. I like when graphs go up. So,
Talk about the community right there. That's a good segue,
Yeah,
Billy. Talk
man.
about the community, brother.
This is a funny thing. And listen, somebody asked me earlier. I was actually doing a pre-recorded podcast interview earlier today, and the person said, if you're telling somebody to get into entrepreneurship or they want to get into it, what's the number one piece of advice? And I said, the number one piece of advice is solve a problem. Like, Don't try to come up with the next idea or what you think the market's going to love. Like, what is the problem someone's having, and be the solution to the problem. And that's how I've started every business. You know, the problem that these Amazon sellers have is they have a lot of product videos that they need, but they don't have a big budget. I solved that problem. I make a lot of money by solving that problem. And then when you start talking about it and you show up on podcasts and live shows like this, then your inbox gets blown up with people going, "Hey, can you teach me? Can you show me? Can I ask you this question?" And then I go, "No, this is where my money comes from. Get out of this, get out of my inbox, get out of my email." And so I was kind of forced to create a community, which has actually been one of the most rewarding things I've done since I've started this business. But you know, I'm not a guru. I waited 2 years of getting results that I could stand by building a process that I knew would work, and I still didn't know it would work for other people. And so I built this community very quickly. As you can see, I don't have some big 98-mile landing page, and it's actually free now. And there's some other tiers that you can jump into, but you know, the whole goal is just like answer these questions and help people make money. And really, for my own ego stroke, was trying to figure out, like, can someone, you know, like our friend Matt, who already has an established career, can he build a system to do this? Can he use my system and do this and make, you know, real money at the end of the day as like a side hustle? Or if he even wanted to flip it into a main business, could he do that? And so after bringing people through it, and you know, even in a sloppy manner that I've done, and kind of hodgepodge and stuff together, Matt gets results. You know, a couple other people. I mean, there's a couple people in there giving me a run for my money right now, and I'm going, "Hey, I gotta step up my game. The students are about to outrun the teacher." Yeah.
That's dope.
Of course,
That's
of
dope.
course, they're better looking, and you know all that stuff, so that counts.
That helps.
I put the link
Here's
to
the
the
way I look at it.
community in the chat there. I'm curious about the impetus of switching it to free though, and you know why did you do that? And have you seen kind of an uptick in people joining, people coming into the community, and are they folks that are actually putting in work, or
Well,
you know?
you know, yeah, it's kind of interesting because I didn't have it as free, and I've messed around with the pricing a little bit. But I think when you do something like this, you got to be really good at marketing, and I'm not. I mean, it's funny because like people are like, "Oh, you're an affiliate marketer." I'm like, "No, I'm really not. I like make videos for e-commerce sellers. Like, I don't build landing pages. I don't come up with guru messaging. I don't say I make 100K working 25 hours a week, and so can you." Like, I say, "Hey, this shit's really tough, and if you want to just add some chaos in your life and make some money doing it, I can help you do that." You know, and so I did make it free, and that part of that was trying to get more people into the community because it was kind of the stagnant same. I mean, action takers, but the same, you know, couple dozen people in there. And yeah, immediately it goes from, you know, 25, 26 people to over 100 people now
Mhm.
in the group. But you know, that's a whole nother thing I don't know anything about. It's like building communities, and I use a Go High Level agency, and it's kind of off the beaten path. It's not on Facebook. It's not on School, so it's kind of like its own little, you know, like a little planet floating out here. And I think it's tough for people to get into and engage. So there's people there, but they're not engaged. Partly my fault, but partly I think because of the platform I use as well. So I don't know, man.
Hey,
I
well,
didn't really
keep doing it. And the
start it, you
reason
know.
that I harp on that and say keep doing it is I'm a huge proponent of getting a mortgage instead of continuing to pay on rental land. Right? Actually own the land that you're on as opposed to continue to make rental payments. So the fact that you own the community, you own BillyThorpe.live, and you've got folks that are coming there to that location for a specific reason to engage with the community, to learn, to share, and do all that thing. Facebook's doing a lot of different things, changing
True,
algorithms
yeah.
and changing ownership. You don't own anything there, obviously. Even with YouTube, even though we do a lot on YouTube, we see a lot of times where folks, unbeknownst to them, are getting channel strikes, getting channel dings, getting their channels taken away. So again, you don't
Mm.
own anything there. So you have to have, here's my soapbox, right? I love the fact that you've got the deal makers community, and folks, come on, it's free. There is no excuse. And Gretchen, stop skipping
Well,
class. Okay,
well,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
and James, I'll jump in here real quick, and I love that you brought this up. And Matt's gonna roll his eyes. Probably they're gonna fall out
Uh-oh.
of his head because I say
Uh-oh.
this so much. It's just because he hears me say it so much. But even with Amazon, we're uploading videos and they could potentially go onto the carousel. They could potentially get into product placement mode on the product page or whatever. But we don't own Amazon. We don't own the program. We don't own anything. But the one thing that I do own is over 1,000 emails of people I've done business with or people reach out to me for product videos. So if Amazon kicks me off the platform tomorrow, is that gonna stink? Yeah, it's a huge chunk of money I make every year, and it's gonna be like, "Oh, that stinks." However, I have a huge book of business where I can now use my skill set as a content creator, as somebody who can show up on video, and I can go to them swiftly and build another business, build another offer, offer to sell them the product videos. I'm not just this one trick pony relying on Amazon. And I think that's one thing that I preach against all the time is like platform reliance.
Mm.
And it's like if I'm relying on Amazon to pay me money, I could lose at any given moment. If they kick me off the platform now, they haven't, you get paid every 2 months. So we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars that's unpaid that's sitting in that account. And if they kick me off right today, I'm out.
Wow.
But I have a skill set, I have relationships, I have a book of business, and I can negotiate other services for those same people. I will still be on Amazon. I just won't be earning money from it, but my face will be there. I guarantee that because I have all those relationships. And if you are just making videos and uploading them and even doing free product videos, it's like those products have a shelf life and they're going to go away. And I got
Mm.
proof. I have more videos than anybody I know right now. Most of those are paid collaborations. And so right now on my account, there's 1,977 videos that are inactive, that they're not available for sale. It went out of stock. The product changed. The company went out of business. Maybe they went from selling portable monitors to underwear. Like that's a real story. And what I did was the quick math and went, oh, well, based on my average price of this low ticket deal, I made $60,000 off of those videos that are no longer available. I don't care that they're not available anymore because I
Wow.
already made money. And not including selling the product, not including the money I did make when they were available. And I just think in this creator business, you have to be selfish against these platforms because you are just a metric to them. Like that
Wow.
is it. Anyway,
Reality
I'm
This is
off
the
my
kind of
speaks.
stuff.
soapbox.
Yeah, reality speaks.
This is the level of stuff you
Mhm.
get inside the community because,
Mm.
frankly, it's an easy business model to understand. You get product, you make videos, you
Mm.
cash checks. But there's a lot behind the scenes. There's the strategy. How do you talk to these people? What do they want to hear? What are they looking for? How do you engage with potential clients? You get that in the community and the back end of Amazon systems, the systems that we use as an influencer, I think is pretty darn confusing. Now, the front end of Amazon is beautiful. They have teams of PhDs scrutinizing every pixel, where you go, where you look, where you click. It's all very stream. When you buy something, it's seamless. When you're an Amazon influencer, you got to switch screens and go into here.
Yeah, you use your
That's what you
phone.
need
You can
help
only
with
go
out
out
of
at
this business.
720. Right there, there's some nuance, but okay.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a mess. And there's no support, it's not like and this is the
Oh,
funniest the biggest misconception is like and this is happening right now. It happened last month, it's happening this month. There's a bunch of influencers who just lost all placement of video. And what that means is they can't
Wow.
earn money because no one's clicking and watching the video. And so it's like they've done all this work to put up all this content and now they're not getting the reward of it.
yeah.
And it's kind of interesting to see because people don't understand that probably somewhere deep in those documents that you agreed to, it's like, it doesn't matter. Amazon doesn't owe you anything. And they're not going to get anybody to work. I mean, they might get them to work on it, but I'm saying like you can be as loud and as mad and try to sue them and do all this stuff, but dude, they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They covered themselves before you hit upload. Trust me. Like it ain't a fight that we can afford. so
Yeah,
so you better
it's clear.
diversify.
There it is right there. Diversification. Is this a direct Billy Thorpe quote right here? You are just a metric. Coming from Mr. Hunt.
That's what David said.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, after that domain issue that took down all of the internet a couple weeks ago, Amazon had problems with influencer side. Again, the selling side was all perfect to the public. And then it cascaded those errors, and they have still been when something breaks on a big system like Amazon, it doesn't just get fixed like a light switch. There are weeks and weeks of residual stuff they're trying to chase down, and we as the influencers are feeling it. And yeah, things are disappearing, and then they're rebuilding, and they're showing back up, and things were visible, and then they're not visible. It's been
it's a
quite a
mess.
challenge.
So let me
They
ask
say
about
every 6
this.
years there's a catastrophe. Well, we just had one
Well,
last month.
yeah. So let me ask this, because that's very interesting. So what do you do when something like some of those diversification tactics? What are you doing? So we've talked about Whatnot. We've talked about Amazon. How do you diversify Billy Thorpe Enterprises? What's the real? What's the LLC name? I don't know. I won't get
No,
into your incorporated name or anything, but how do you make sure that you stay
yeah.
in front ahead of just in case? What's that insurance
Yeah,
that you
well, I
can
think
tell
it
other
is.
folks?
Yeah, I think for me, it is the relationships with the brands, with the sellers. It's
Okay.
the ability to offer them quality content quickly, and it doesn't have to be Amazon content, right? It can be social media content, vertical content, horizontal content,
Mm,
UGC stuff. I'm working on a deal right now where somebody's going to pay me a couple $100 to read a script that they wrote about their product or service, and so we're working on like a 6 video deal. So it's like the idea really in my mind for the group that I help and myself is to continue to hone your skill of showing up on camera, creating quality content quickly, and because that can always translate into something else. Like that could translate into a live streaming opportunity. For instance, there's an e-commerce store I'm talking to right now about doing a consulting project. I wouldn't be selling their product because I don't know that much about it, but I'm like, hey, I think you can bring in your top sales guy. I'll bring my gear. We'll set up. We'll live sell. I'll coach you guys, consult you, weeks before the live shows, and we're talking like thousands of dollars per episode, and to be able to produce that for them. However, if I didn't show up and make all these videos, have the problem of what do I do with this product, and then go over to Whatnot, I
mm,
wouldn't have any knowledge to say, hey, I can show you how to show up and sell your product online. I know how to, because live selling is great. It's like you can entertain, you can educate, you can ask questions. It's a one-to-many platform, and if you have that buy now button there, you're going to increase the opportunity for people to make that impulse purchase. And it's like the thing that I would have to have and hope somebody would read a 900-mile lead sheet or whatever, or some kind of landing page. It's like I can do that right here live. If somebody in
mm.
the chat is like, Billy, why should I join your group? I'll go, I don't know. Call Matt's mortgage guy and see how he likes Matt. Matt's paying his mortgage with this. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like that kind of stuff kind of breaks down this friction in your sales process, builds community, and then once you have that audience, like I have people, and Matt was on my Whatnot show the other day. The title of the show, James, because I had some problems with my tech as well. The title of the show was Test.
Yeah.
That was the title of the show. I've had people who I've not been on that platform live in a year come back. My top 2 buyers came back and bought stuff that night. I haven't seen them in a year.
Wow.
They came back and bought stuff. Matt was there. Matt was fighting Doc Rock for some stuff. He got it. He won, And it's
He's
like
never
So
gonna
that.
let me
so
live
so
that
explain
down.
that piece right there, because I know it again, but I don't want to have any assumptions, because I'm gonna bring up the Whatnot site. But explain what you meant by that. The engagement on Whatnot, on that platform.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's any of those live platforms. Like you have that ability to, answer questions. I mean, just like any live streaming. The only difference between what we're doing and live selling is there's a buy now link like close by. That's it, right? It's like if we throw your link in the chat to buy some of your awesome focused mugs, I don't know if you still have them, but I got one at the house.
Shouts out to the
Then
Focus Mugs. There you go, boy.
yeah, then people can buy it. I mean, that we're live selling now. If Matt and I both say, yeah, we own one, it's the greatest mug we've ever had. Whatever. I dropped it 3 times on tile, it didn't break. No, that's not true.
I think coffee tastes better out of it, but hey, that's just
The
me.
limited
Yeah.
editions too. Hopefully Rich Vibes is not
Yeah.
listening, because I still okay.
But I think that's the thing, man. And you can just build a community
Yeah.
so quick and keep showing and then learn what people want. It's like if you are selling apparel and somebody's like, "Man, I really wish this was a beanie," and then 20 other people is like, "I really wish this was a beanie." Then you get on fourth wall and you make a beanie and go, "Hey, look, I just made you guys a beanie." Done.
I might just
We're
okay, so this is it, right? Deal Billy HQ, but you said you haven't been
Yeah,
on here in about a year.
it well, I was on there the other day, but for some reason it's not showing my shows. I must have it turned off. Or they may have turned it off because they're like holiday season, so everyone's on there selling.
Mm. But again, but looking
Uh,
here, here are the receipts though. 5-star rating, one over almost 2,000 units sold. So you're out there putting in that work, which
I
is
have a
a
few
good thing.
dozen products on my store just sitting there in the buy it now. And every now and then I get a ping on my phone. Oh, guess I got to ship that product. Someone would buy it. Just get an
Really?
alert. You got 48 hours to ship it, Matt. I'm like, okay.
yeah, and if you go over there into the into like the review section, you'll see the same people popping up over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And you'll see their names going, "Hey," because they're reviewing the transaction. They're going, "Oh, this is great, great shipping, whatever." I think one lady, I sent something broken to her on accident, but we took care of her.
Oh, hey,
I
there's
mean
my
I mean,
store. Yeah.
that's the downfall. It's not all just like money, 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 but, there's also that customer service aspect too that can get a
Do
little
you
sticky, but
have email addresses for all of these people?
no, not on that platform. No, you
Okay.
know what? I don't know if I do or not. I'd have to
Because that would
look.
be
You
an
might
interesting addition to your email top of
uh
funnel, right?
Yeah,
Again,
let me look. You might have it in the transaction.
that would
Maybe
be really
not though.
cool.
I don't know.
I
I
guess the
saw you in
question would be,
here.
would you want
Was it
to? Would
which
you
one?
want to
What's your
send them
alias that you're using?
information?
Wizard of Oz or Matt Haas? All these aliases this
Matt
guy
at
has.
wizardofhaas.com on
You,
whatnot, I would imagine.
how many people are you? You're like, I saw you. Interesting. Okay. So let me ask you this while Matt's looking up something about this whole life selling aspect and industry. Are you Do you prefer to do more one-offs? You get the piece of equipment come in the mail, boom, you set it up, your overhead shot, you're filming it, or do you prefer to do like a live selling show? You got a whole bunch of unboxings that you're doing, boom, here I'm trying to sell it, and which one
If
has the
I
most
had
engagement from your community?
if I had the well, probably the most engagement is going to be shoppable content because that's where I make the most amount of money.
Okay,
But if I had a solid stream of product, I would love to live sell. I would live sell on Whatnot full time. If
okay,
But the problem with Whatnot is, and the problem with Amazon doing these videos is always your product pipeline. Like, where are you getting the product from?
mm,
So no matter what, even if you're just shooting product around your house, you're eventually going to run out. So then it's like, then where do I go? I go to my grandma's house, go to my mom's house. It's like my neighbor, my garage. Like, where do I go next to find more products? So, but the same goes for Whatnot, but Whatnot is a physical product. So unless you're like flipping pallets or I mean, there's one girl on there, her name is Katie Co. Dude, she's got deals with these high end brands that will sell her liquidated truckloads of stuff.
wow,
And she does like probably more now, but when I was following her, like 5 million a year. And she's hustling. She's like 19. It's like, or 20. It's like insane the amount
wow,
of opportunity. Now, 5 million top line and what your company makes and what you take home is like three different numbers. So I
yeah.
don't know what she's really making, but I'd still say out of 5 million, you're doing a solid. Even if you're doing 5-10%, you're doing a solid.
The ends are meeting. Okay, the lights are on.
It
Yeah.
Something's working. I mean, she's buying new homes and warehouses, so she's doing all right.
Okay. All
But that's
right.
the opportunity. If you can show up, she's very entertaining, she gets good product, and she can move it. So, but live selling is way more fun than making shoppable videos. However, shoppable videos are out there working when I'm sleeping, so that's also very nice. And they're
Mm,
doing 2 things. 1, they're making me money off Amazon,
mhm.
and then they're showing other sellers that are competing with those product videos. Hey, this guy can do your video too. So they're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
Got you.
Yeah. Amazon influencer feeds the Whatnot pipeline. And if you want to start doing pallets on Whatnot, that's a different business. It's not a bad
It's a
business.
whole different business. Actually,
It's
it
not the
could be
business
bad.
I want to be in.
You will lose, dude. Whatnot. Okay, so this is a funny story, James. I show up on Whatnot like this. Nothing
Yeah.
super special. Just nice, clean Ecamm feed, switching cameras. Whatnot. The head of the electronics department calls me, says, "Hey, how you do that? How are you doing that? We want that more." I go, "Well, here's how I'm doing." Blah blah. He goes, "Well, can you do a lot more live shows?" I go, "No, I just get a certain amount of product. That's it. I'll sell what I can in this category or whatever." He goes, "We'll send you a pallet. We'll pay for the pallet. We'll send it to you. You sell it. You pay the pallet back, and then you keep all the profit." And I go, "All right, whatever." Sends me the pallet. This is a Whatnot company. Buys from one of their guys. It is a dumpster. I'm telling you, an absolute dumpster. And I was at that moment because I'd gotten stuck on a couple products, a couple things. I got scammed out of $400 trying to buy a pallet online. I mean, it's a nasty game, and you got to really study, or you can lose. You can lose pretty heavy. So I have tried that. I would not. It is not. You can just whatever money you can just light on fire on your desk. Just take that money and buy a pallet with it. You might get it.
I am so glad my wife is not listening right now, because if I have a pallet that shows up in my house and it's got I don't know, some toiletries or whatever the case may be, and I say, "Baby, I'm trying to sell this. I'm trying to what
Well,
not
and
what who?"
yeah, yeah, some of the stuff is Whatnot returned. So, like, one thing that I pulled off that pallet was a brand new Dirt Devil vacuum. What I don't even know what it was, like some
Yeah.
high end vacuum. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. I pull it out. It's the used one. So the person ordered it, got the new box, swapped it, returned it to Amazon.
Oh.
Nobody checked. They throw it on a pallet, sell it to me.
Yes. Gretchen had a good
Oh,
question. She
yeah.
wants to know if Whatnot would be good at selling original art or her original photography. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. I think when you never know until you try. I think you can build an audience anywhere as long as you show up consistently and you you build that storyline, you tell those stories. Maybe you take some B-roll footage of you out in the wild and show it. I don't know that it would be like a super fast selling thing, and I don't know that that would be the market that would pay you the kind of money that you want to make, but you could if you had some like prints that you spent a bunch of money on and you can't get rid of them, I bet you could go on there and like load them, like offload those things pretty quick. Which would be pretty cool.
I did see a seller on Whatnot. Gretchen, this is kind of put it in your thinking cap, but there's someone out there that does art with the fake neon sign building, but with LED strips, but they look like neon. And he would make them custom, and he would be on Whatnot, and he was like, "Okay, you want a 14 by 18 one? We're going to start the bidding at," and then he'll go. But there's no physical done thing that he's selling. It's all, "I'm an artist. I'll make this for you." So people are doing that as well. I know that's not your case.
Yeah.
Gretchen has finished art finished photography she wants to sell, but and then there's people
all
selling
kinds of stuff.
candy too.
Oh yeah, they scrape it up and put it in there. I told somebody that owns a popcorn business, I'm like, you should just do that. You should sell bags of popcorn, or try to. Like, there's a guy on there who's a reseller, a really well-known reseller on eBay. He actually bought a bunch of soap wholesale, relabeled it with a sticker with his brand on it, and sold like $10,000 of that stuff in a month. And
I know a guy that
it's crazy.
I know a guy that does unclaimed freight and candy that's only like 6 months from expiring. It's still perfectly good, but he gets all of that on the cheap and has a physical grocery store.
Oh my
And I'm like, dude, when you turn out the lights, you should be live selling until the opening time. I would clear out your store.
Yeah. What's he doing? That's crazy.
I can't get him to do it.
I can't tell you how many retail stores I walk into and their employees are doing this. I ask them a question, and it's not their fault. What happens is it's just not busy enough.
Yeah.
So they're not in practice of pitching the product, of pitching the material. So I'm like, your training program could be live sell on your own website, live sell on some social platform, whatever of your choice, and train your employees to be live selling. They're practicing their pitch, they're answering the customers' questions, maybe they're even selling some stuff. It's like, and somebody asked me this question the other day. They have a brand, a t-shirt brand, and they do like either DTF or like not DTG, but they do like they buy the prints and then they just heat press it.
Yeah, just butter
And
blanks.
they're
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in the mall, so they're paying probably just premium retail, and they're like, we're not doing good. How do we sell this brand?" And I'm like, "Look, you live sell. You do a behind the scenes look. You have here's 3 color shirts. Here's 4 different designs. Pick your shirt color, pick your design. I'm gonna print it, press it, pack it, and ship it right to you right now on the live show. And next week, I'm going to do a drop that is just to this show only. Like, this is it. We're going to print 50 shirts. We're going to do the drop, pick your size, pick your design. And it's like, dude, you can get so creative
Yeah.
and make on demand things or semi on demand, especially if you're an artist. I mean, you could just, it's insane because you're doing it anyway. So it's like, how do you take your already existing business and then just go live sell that existing business? And
Especially
then
do
you
it.
all,
This is kind
yeah,
of the ground floor. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's been around for a while, but this is the time to jump into live selling. I mean, you are not too late. As a matter of fact, now you are early. Next year, you're going to be right
early.
on time.
Because
Wait
next
another
year
year,
everyone's
and
going
then
to
you're
figure out how, and I don't want to say it's easy to do, but how straightforward, how much opportunity is out there, right? We've
I'm,
talked about a number of
yeah.
platforms, and we haven't talked as much about some of the OGs, the old eBays of the world, right? And everyone had an eBay store back in the day, but we
Oh,
haven't even
they're doing live now. They're on.
really. Okay,
They're doing
wow,
live. Actually, the Ecamm
wow,
team went out to Washington, did a card show, produced a card show on
yeah.
eBay Live.
Oh, the Pat
So
Flynn
they're,
show was on eBay. Okay,
yeah, from my understanding, if I have my
man.
facts correct.
Get your
Where's the
facts
fact
right, man. Don't
checkers?
don't don't be dropping
No,
incorrect
I'm pretty
facts
sure.
on the
I'm
technologist
actually
forum, please,
I'm gonna say
please.
I'm 100% sure. I'm gonna double
Okay.
down with 100% surety.
And take myself off camera again while you blaspheming over there. My God. I got 2 more questions. I know he's got the whole sheet there in front of him, but I want to ask one. Let me ask this first before we continue on, and then please, everyone that's asking questions, Gretchen, get out there and do the thing. Sell your photos. Sell your stuff. Um, what? God, I forgot my question. Damn old guy. Matt, go ahead. I'll come up with it. That's
Well,
embarrassing. See, this is
I
what
will
happens when
share.
I'm home alone, right? I forget. I haven't eaten in like the last week. This is what happens when I'm home by myself. I'm
Well,
just gonna go away.
I'll share a couple stats with you real quick, and this is just from quick stats online. I think I even pulled these last year that TikTok Shop did about $18.5 billion in revenue. This is the live selling aspect of their business. And then, or live selling and shoppable content. Whatnot in, I think in, I can't, maybe it's 2020. What year was this? I don't know. They were like 3 billion plus. And this was probably like in double 2023. So this was probably in 2024 when I made this slide. They were at $3 billion in revenue. And this was double what it was the previous year. And so that just goes to show you how big of an industry this is and how much more it's going to continue to grow. And shoppable content, live content, it's all kind of there. It's like, what is content with the buy now button close? Get into that world. If you like this stuff, if you don't, who cares? Go to something else.
I think the ceiling is not even visible. I think this has so much more room to grow.
Mhm.
If it doubles next year, that'll be a shock. It's probably going to quadruple, if not more. And that's going to continue, I think, because people are ravenous about it. Even when I watch Billy's show and I know all about it, I end up buying 4 products. And I'm like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I think I bought 2 things," and I get the receipt in the inbox. I'm like, "Oh, crap, I bought 4." I'm like, "Oh, you
I'm gonna start
it's a
selling more.
phenomenon."
I sell, but I'm gonna start selling more. And I remember my questions now. So again, I just had to pinch
Perfect.
myself, go off camera. What have you learned? Right, over 4,000 or so videos right now that you say in terms of products. What have you learned from that history and from that content catalog, and what are you tweaking in your process in this coming year as it relates to live selling?
Well, I think the biggest thing I've learned, and this is probably for all content creators, like I just kept showing up, and I didn't
Mm,
get distracted. And this is the thing when, because we were all like on Clubhouse, all these Amazon influencers, and then about that same time, TikTok came out, and so we're all brainstorming Amazon, and then TikTok comes out their live stuff, and their percentages are like 30, 40, 50%, and everyone jumped ship. And I always said, like, I'm working with brands. I can't. I'm committed. So I put my horse blinders on, kept grinding, kept working, and just kept doing what I was good at doing and what I knew I could perform and keep showing up and doing. And so I think that's what for somebody with my personality, I love starting businesses. I love talking business. I love brainstorming business. I would start a new business every single day if my wife wouldn't divorce me. And, it really just kind of taught me, like, man, consistency wins. It's like, it doesn't matter the price of the deal. It doesn't matter. There's like a lot of stuff that really doesn't matter that we think does matter. And it's like consistency just wins. And so, moving through this year, I moved to Puerto Rico, so now I'm having different problems that none of my students will have, which
mm,
is products take a long time to get here. They're more expensive to ship here. Am I going to be able to do, my first year I did 1,600 videos. I think this year maybe I did 500. I took like several months off to move and relocate and reestablish. And so, now I'm really putting to the test of what I teach, which is how do you take your skill set and monetize it multiple different ways. So
mm.
now I'm looking into other, industries, other opportunities. Not that I'll stop doing product videos, but I'll just do different types of videos or maybe even more live streaming with products that I don't have to have physically and be able to do more of an affiliate, like
Got you.
offsite or whatever. So
So
I think
some
that
more
and
UGC type things, some more user generated
yeah,
content. Just because you got it or you know about it, you're just going to do it and then maybe tag the company. Okay.
I
yeah,
have
and
a
then
what I learned. Go ahead.
yeah. So, I mean, and there's a bunch of crap you learn too, like just yeah, I mean, just show up is what I've learned, I think. Just don't quit.
Billy said early on, he's like, go get a system to figure out who you talk to and when things are due. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what system? He goes, I don't care. Just get any system. And let me tell you, that sounds like a non answer, but I've seen people use spreadsheets that
Mm,
are humming along.
hmm.
I use Notion. Billy has a CRM. Someone else has this other CRM. Like, there's no wrong answer. Get a system to handle like the business side of it.
Yeah.
I like making videos. I'm a video guy. I just want to make videos and cash checks. But I got to remember who I talk to, what I have on hand, what's my to-do. You just need a system. So that was a great piece of advice. It didn't sound like good advice, but it was brilliant and it is great advice. That's what I learned.
And
Man, I'm
listen,
clipping I'm clipping that. I'm gonna
listen,
clip
I was
that.
gonna clip that too. Don't worry, I got you. I got the isolated tracks for you right there. But that's the kind of stuff right there. And here's a plug as well that folks are probably learning within the community, within the deal makers
Well, yeah,
community. Again, the link is in
because
the description. Check it
like I
out.
said, it's an easy business model to understand, but you need to know the strategy. You
Mm.
need to know how to work this very complicated back end system within Amazon, and this has the answers. And
Mm.
I
And you
I
have to
can't
have the
say
right mindset in a world that and I tell people this all the time. It's you have this huge industry. Okay, think about this industry. And when I say this industry, I'm talking about video industry.
Mm.
And then you have different rungs of the ladder. I'm talking, man, we got all the way from Hollywood to home videos. Like that's how big this thing is. And you got to figure out where do you fit into to that to that industry and how can you serve what piece of that industry. And when you do, and like with me, man, I'm telling you what, I've taken so much flack from YouTubers, other influencers, podcasters. I mean, anyone that could throw mud in my face and say, you're killing the industry because you're doing low ticket deals. I go, no, I'm not. I'm just created a system inside of a ginormous industry, and I'm solving a problem for a particular slice of that industry. And so I think if you're in this business right now, you got to take some smoke and some heat. But well, I think I'm coming on the other side of it. I think I got the proofs in the pudding, and people are going, you know what? I think you were right. And so I'm glad I was right. I didn't know I was gonna be right, because even when they're telling me you're an idiot, I'm like, maybe I am an idiot, but I'm still making cash, so I don't know how to to walk away, because I tell people all the time, like, you can go close that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, $4,000 deal. The timeline to do that is way longer, and then to produce a video that will bring in that kind of revenue is way longer, or to have the audience
Mm,
size that will bring in that kind of revenue is way longer. So
yeah.
I would argue that, sure, Mr. Beast makes way more money than I do, but I guarantee you, actually, I know he spent like 12 years doing YouTube before he ever made $1. I spent 12 months and made $100,000. So it's like, I monetize way quicker with this system, and it's just I didn't do the traditional game, and that's okay.
All
But
profit.
it's like,
A hundred
it,
thousand with no expenses is a lot better than 300,000 with expenses out the wazoo. So
well, I
there's
did
that.
buy some cameras and stuff like that.
And
So
some lights and some other things. That's true.
and
But
so
we
you
won't we
know,
won't get into your business, but
did I need it? Yes, honey, I
yes,
did.
you did need it. You did need it. I mean
Honey,
that's
I needed all of this.
every single
You
thing,
need a MacBook in every room of the house. Come
right?
on.
And I need big screens everywhere, all that stuff. That's a telling story though. And again, we can continue to go on for a long time. I want to be cognizant of your time though. But again, just the fact that you're building the Billy Thorpe enterprise for the most part as a solopreneur, right? You don't necessarily have
100%.
a whole
100%.
team of folks working behind you. You've got you and your wife, and you're grinding and you're doing the thing. She's probably giving you the side eye every time an Amazon box
Oh,
shows up.
she owns her own business, man. She ain't messing with me. She's making the real money.
That's normally how it is. My mama
That's my sugar
takes
mama.
care of the real
Yeah.
thing. I love She's gonna come in and throw a shoe at you, but that's all good. The last question I want to ask you, but I'm gonna let Matt close us out for this conversation. Appreciate everyone that's in the comments. Thank you, Mr. Hunt, for coming in and doing the moderator thing as well.
Alright.
Um, Call to actions, 3 things for folks that are in their own way as it relates to live selling. What are 3 action items that folks can take right now in 10 minutes to go out there and start on that path, on that journey? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, right? So they're not going to make $100,000 this week, but they're going to be able to put some of those building blocks in place. What are 3 things that you would recommend to folks that have been hesitant here until the middle of December so they can get something going before the end of the next year?
Yeah, so, first of all, I think they have to, ask. They gotta ask. Like, if it's go ask Amazon, can you be a part of their program? Is it
Mm,
go ask another is it like, what is the or is it go ask a brand, can you make a video for them? Is it you gotta ask. Like, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Nora Roberts said that. And and if they say no, then that just means negotiate. So don't get too nervous. Just negotiate. So I would think the first thing is just take action, control what you can. And if you want to be in the Amazon Influencer Program, go figure out where you stand with that program. And then if you can't make it, figure out what you have to do to make it, and then go do the work to make it. No matter what, I think it's just work. And this is why I can't sell more seats to my mastermind and everything else I do, is because I don't have an easy button. I have a job, and it's a career opportunity or whatever for people. So yeah, I think you go take action, control what you can. um, eh, I mean, that's really the thing. Like, do that 3 times. That's the answer. Is 3 times take action, and
I
if
have some practical tips. Like, get
go through
yourself
the
some
practice
box
on.
cutters or knives. They're gonna have to open a lot of
Oh Lord, the
packages.
whole stream just now we got, oh
No,
my goodness, now we're
Learn
demonetized.
how to
They're
learn
pulling
how
out
to open a
knives.
box without destroying the box. You should be able
because
to
you're gonna,
open a box and then be able to
yeah,
tape it back up and then use it for shipping.
because you're gonna reuse it for shipping. You're gonna use the insides. Yeah, there you go.
Buy a tripod, no shaky cam. Shaky cam is
No
the
shaky cam.
worst. You know? And then get a freaking spreadsheet and keep track of stuff because that'll get out of
Yeah.
control quickly.
Get a
And
get a
just
system,
try
get a
it.
box cutter, and
Yeah. And just try it. Like, who cares if you go live
Yeah.
and no one shows up? Who
Yeah.
cares if you go live and make a fool of yourself? No one's gonna remember. I think the most freeing moment for me was when I realized no one cares about what I do as much as I think they do. And when I came to that realization of like, no one on the internet especially gives a flip who I
Mhm.
am or what I'm doing, and they're gonna forget in 15 seconds because they're gonna swipe to the next thing. And so once I did that, I'm like, I don't care. I don't have to edit every and ah and this and that. I just move on. I just create the next thing and go, well, that sucked. What else? So yeah, man. I mean, it's just we're all in our own way if we're not hitting record. It's no one else's fault.
That's dope. That's it right there, boy. There it is right there. There's always a story every stream, and that one right there. There it is, man. Drop some bombs and throw some confetti or something. Matt, you got any closing words, man? Because I got nothing else. That's kind of the pinnacle right there. And Gretchen's leaving. She's got to go do her stream. So I guess we're done
My,
now. No.
my
We're
closing words
out.
are: I can't believe this is a real business. I can't
Mm.
believe it. I think I'm going to get used to it. I'm not used to it. I'm like, this is a real business. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a real business. That's my closing words. Thank you. I thought
Yeah.
this was a dope conversation.
Yeah.
I love it.
Billy Thorpe, we appreciate you. This
Yeah,
is
man. Anytime.
listen, I want to talk probably a little bit later about, so this was kind of the 101 level of conversation. 201, 301, that's the kind of stuff in the community, in private, kind of premium conversations that we may want to have as well, real concrete types of things, because we set everyone up for success, but actually
100%.
getting through some of that stuff, talking about those SOPs, talking about those platforms to use, spreadsheets or Notion or whatever the case may be. Bring Matt on, and he can tell us how much he loves Notion and all that. He's got me hooked on Notion, so we might
He's a
figure that out.
wizard of Notion.
He's the
He is a
wizard.
wizard.
He's the wizard.
Yeah.
Man, listen, this was dope, man. I will make sure that all your links are in the description so folks can check it out. Everything from Amazon to Whatnot to the Deal Makers community. And listen, folks, this is what we do. If you had an enjoyable time, if you found any value in this session, let me know. If you did not find value in this session, let me know as well. We good. Billy Thorpe, Matt Haas, community. See you next time.